Yo.
Yo.
Leave it out, bro.
Yeah, this first episode.
Episode 1.
Yeah, episode 1, Facts and Law. We kicking this off with a banger, man. We got my homie J-KiLL on for the first episode.
Yes, sir.
J-KiLL on the
What's happening?
Yeah, you're an interesting guy, man. You know, we had a couple conversations off camera. You're a passionate guy, I see. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
But I want to go right in. Bro. You said you were anti-vaxxer, right?
Yeah, bro. I'm not really feeling the whole premise behind the vaccination, just for a few reasons. But the main reason is I'm skeptical of the government and the powers that be that administer this stuff and their intentions with black people. You know, like throughout history, we've been experimented on, told one thing and it's something else, and it has disastrous consequences for us in the future.
Like, give me an example.
Tuskegee.
What's another one?
The eugenics movement with Planned Parenthood.
Right. So, but are those was either one of those like vaccinations?
No, but it was medical procedures administered by the government that supposed to. They played on your trust, and it was pretty nefarious.
Well, I'll be honest. I'm gonna tell you, I'm vaxxed. I'm not anti-vax. I actually think it's it makes total sense in my eyes, considering we've been taking vaccines since birth, right? You know what I mean? I'm a father, you're a father, you're a father, right? Our children, before you could even like go to school, you gotta get them shots. The shot records have to be up to date. You know what I mean? And I'm big on science. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I have a pretty good understanding on why we get them, how we get them, and what's the reasoning behind it. Now, I would agree with you more if they were only targeting black people to get vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? Or if we had any data on showing any negative effects on anybody from it. At this point, what you think? You vaxxed?
Yeah, I'm vaxxed.
Okay.
I'm vaxxed.
Well, I get some of this. You said about, let's go here first, the vaccines and the children. Now, I have a 13-year-old son who's autistic. And at 2, he was, I guess, developing normally, and like when he was about to hit 3, he got a vaccine, and he's never been the same afterwards. We found out that he ended up being, like, I want to say mid to high to spectrum. Like, he was functioning, but he wasn't. He was like nonverbal, and it was pretty difficult. But I mean, over time, we was able to do that, and I started doing research about vaccines linking to autism in kids. Now, I find it very fishy that when you type it in on Google, at least, you'll have 3 or 4 pages saying that there is no link between autism and vaccines, which I find pretty fishy. There's not one evidence proven other than that, Well, and I just feel that it's sort of been manufactured to make people believe that it's not, when you can't find one evidence or one thing going against that. It's like 4 pages of all the same, not linked.
That's because
I don't believe that.
Before the whole corona came up, vaccines in children and the link to autism was always a big argument, but it was never a, like, nothing found to prove it. It was no real true links that they could find saying it. You have people saying, "Oh, I know it is," and then you have people saying it's not. It's one of those things where it's the same thing. Anti-vax is not new. You know what I mean? It exploded now.
I understand. It's just like, you said it was a big discussion. And I'm like, because of that big discussions, you should see good enough evidence of both arguments, which you only see one. And then I'm like,
and that's the thing.
I find that.
So to me, that's also showing, well, where, if you have these people that are pushing that it is, where's the data? Like, put it out there. You know what I mean? You can find it. If you look up proven links of the vaccination causing autism, you should have something.
Okay, so with that being said, a few weeks ago, I was watching this white guy. He was working with the CDC, and he was basically linking the the dangers between the vaccine and black people as far as the coronavirus. And he released data saying like the statistics were wrong with what they were putting out. And then he went to solidify what he was saying. He went back and he also talked about the autism and vaccine linkage. He also talked about numerous other things that were targeted against black people that was dealing with the pharmaceutical and medical community. And it was like he basically blew the horn, blew the whistle.
Right, but my thing is, I hear that, but
The
right
director
now,
of the CDC.
the main issue I have with it is that you have too many idiots with the access to the internet and get their opinions out there. So it makes it hard for people to believe anything.
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? There's so much out there. Think about it. When we was growing up, nobody heard none of this bullshit because you had to either read the newspaper, look in an encyclopedia,
Which is
or you know what I'm saying? That you had to go and find this information.
Yeah.
Now that you have everybody
Instant
can
access.
put their 10,000 ideas in your head at the tip of your fingers. You know what I'm saying? So I think that I feel like the internet created this big issue on the mistrust of everything. Not saying you're supposed to trust the government, because it's a lot of shit that we know that they do.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about people kill me when they get sick as fuck. The first thing they do is run to their doctor. But if that same doctor tells you, hey, take this vaccine, you don't trust them, you don't know what your doctor is the only person you got to run to when you feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's really the way the system is working now is pretty systemic. You know what I'm saying? There's evidence that proves that doctors misdiagnose black patients on a frequent basis, and there's also access to services. You know what I'm saying? You have to be making this certain amount in order to get to see these good doctors and stuff.
Correct.
Exactly.
I understand that. Yeah.
There's like a few hurdles that people have to go through in order to even get the correct information. Now, when people get this, we're in the age of technology. We're in the age of consent. And when you download an app, it says, "Do you accept these terms and conditions?"
Nobody reads that shit.
Nobody does.
But it's been like that.
Should.
This ain't been.
But
This ain't new.
I think it applies more, not just to internet stuff, but throughout everything that we have to interact with the public.
It's always been that way.
So,
it's just hold on. It's on your phone now. Think about it.
Right.
People will sign shit, check here, and never read it. That's man's flaw. That's not technology.
I mean, that's all we have to go off.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all we have to go off of. Study and research, and they create laws based on their study and research and what works and what doesn't. But when you have an entire society that was built on manipulation of the masses or a certain group of people, you can't really take everything they say for granted. And, then on top, even like you said, with you looking up information, you can't trust it all, But
that's the
back
thing.
in the day, you really couldn't trust because they was doctoring up everything.
So it doesn't change. It's man. It's
but
never
see, now
ending.
I think the problem. Well, I ain't gonna say the problem, but I would say the benefit is there's no middleman between the news happening and it getting to your brain.
Yeah, it is. The middleman is the person putting out the bad information.
Right.
You know what I'm
you
saying?
Could go
So
from
people
this
don't
person
know,
to the next.
People don't know what's true and what's not.
The source was, all right, let's say the police killed somebody. Now the newspaper come and they can come talk to the newspaper before they get the actual thing out. There's that buffer.
That's a different dynamic. To me, that's a different dynamic where they can't the eyes are everywhere when it comes to something.
But we still see
time.
people going against what they see on their eyes from their own thing, and they make laws or judgments based on what they saw and not what actually happened.
People are always going to disagree. Always, no matter what, you'll never get people to all agree on the same thing.
Which that's a problem. You know that's our problem.
But it's not because that's man, bro. We're never going to all agree because we all see things from our own perspective. So if something that happened to you in the past didn't happen to me, it's not going to affect me if it comes across both our ways. You know what I'm saying?
And one person will know how to deal with it while the other wouldn't.
Or one person would deal with it their way. I mean, it's all about experiences.
If there was a war going on and you was a soldier and I was a medic, you would be better prepared for that than I would. I would have to come to you for help.
Right. It depends on what the job is. You know what I'm saying?
And every job requires the right tool. But when it's like two people trying to do the same job and we have different looks on life, we're going to go about it different, and we'll end up killing each other before we even saw the problem. You know, and I think that's what's happening with
what
humans.
aspect? I missed that.
In everything, just apply it in everything. When you come a different walk of life than I do, and we try to attack this problem, you know what I'm saying? We come at it both as whatever the problem is, you're more suited for it, or I could be suited for it, right? So
I'm confused, man.
I'm looking at, for me, I personally would like different eyes from a different angle. I can only see something from my point of view. You know what I mean? So if I get somebody else that's looking at it from their point of view, now we have two sets of eyes on something that can look at it, you know, turn it from this side. You know what I'm saying? Everything looks the same way to both of us from this point, but if you go stand over there, you're going to see it differently than I see it from over here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we can,
as far as humans, though, we're so diverse, and we could agree on, you know, let's solve this problem together. Even though we're going to do it different ways, we can both agree. You got one person that will not agree with you. You got one person to do it just for the sake. And now he'll destroy the whole project. And now we stuck here like, you know what I'm saying?
But hey, one monkey don't stop no show. Come on, bro.
But one monkey can. You know what I'm saying? One monkey can. If they always say it only takes one to make a difference, that could be a bad thing too.
Hey, you can, but you also got to know when to get that monkey out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like,
I think it's let me break to the core of this. I don't think that, you know, we all can like get it together because we're too wrapped up in our own ways to see the right way to go.
What do you mean? What do you mean get what together?
Like whatever our problems may be. Like let's go with what we was talking about, how race plays a difference in the type of care that you got. Now the people who run the medical industry, if they're inherently racist, there's nobody who's going to come in and tell them, hey, stop being racist, give everybody the same type of health care that they deserve.
I'm not looking at healthcare. I don't feel like that's necessarily just race. That's class. That's a classism issue. You know what I mean? If you can't afford,
I think it's a little of both.
Look, my thing is a poor ass white person going in the hospital with no
still
insurance
has better benefits than a rich or maybe middle class black person.
I disagree. You know what I'm saying? I disagree.
A poor white person.
I'm saying somebody without insurance, you are going to have the same no insurance regardless of your color. So they're going to charge you the same shit. Now, the difference that we see when you are in these situations in the hospital, they may not take a black woman's pain the same way they'll take a whining white woman. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we do see a difference in. Yeah, things like that. It's a lot but that goes back to them.
If you look at every...
Hold on. That goes back to them saying, African Americans' pain tolerance is higher. You know, shit like that. That's where that issue comes from. Now, that's just stupid.
And the people that believe that, unfortunately, have positions of power.
But not all the
time,
they
can make these decisions.
But
you know, these people are still alive.
But you can't just say they, bro, because you do have people that look like us in those positions.
And then there's some that but they don't present our best interests. You know, it's only for themselves.
No. You're missing what I just said. I said you have people that look like us taking care of us as well. You know what I'm saying? So they are there to acknowledge that. And you also have people that are just everybody ain't a shitbag, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing I will say. I've seen in my life experience that, look, thank God there's some good doctors around in certain situations because I could have lost a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like...
I don't think we would have made it this far.
If
there was still good people around.
Bro, it is, bro. It's all... For me, I'm big on... And we say it all the time. Well, shout out Good Energy Studios. I'm big on good energy. You get back what you put out. You know what I'm saying? So I can't allow myself to walk around with this woe is me complex because then that puts me in a bad mood. You know what I'm saying? Then it puts
I mean, of course.
That's what I'm saying.
The truth can put you in a bad mood.
Yeah, but it's not... But bro, you gotta... Look... I find it hard to find so much sorrow and like everybody, they all trying to fuck us when I'm trying to succeed more and more. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, so life is good. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you. You feel me? Life is good. And I want to keep getting better. You know what I'm saying? I can't focus on the small negatives here and there. I have to do the best for me and mine and those around me. Right. You know what I'm saying?
That you can have that mentality. You know, my thing about humankind is there's variables. And those variables you can't control. Now, whatever they do, you know, to impact you, it could be big or small, you know. But at the end of the day, who really has the control? You see what I'm saying?
You have the control of your own life.
Who got the control?
I would say not us.
Who is
So,
us,
I'm
bro?
saying-
I control my life.
As far as black, as
White
far
people,
as
are you
as
saying
far
white
as
people got the control?
yeah, I think they do. I think they've had it in control for some time.
I mean,
But it now, because of the information age, you know what I'm saying? We in the age of instant information, and we're learning. And a lot of that control came from us being ignorant. A lot of it came from us not learning. A lot of us going with the flow. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that came from just not caring. But now people are starting to wake up. People are starting to see something. They starting to connect the dots. Something ain't right.
you know, I don't think it's just starting, bro.
I mean, what you mean?
it's
Because
just
they been knowing what was going on.
But
what you saying is
that's
like,
the thing. We've been in the dark. You know what I'm saying?
I can't say that, bro. You have to remove yourself from the negative side of it and look at all the positive that black folks have been doing and succeeding. Hold on. Put positives succeeding and thriving year after year. There are more young black entrepreneurs now than it has ever been. There's more educated black people graduating from college right now more than it's ever been. You have more businesses. People are much more successful.
Where are these statistics coming from?
What do you mean? It's fact, bro.
From who?
What do you mean?
What fact?
So
whose fact?
I don't have my phone to pull it up for you, but trust me, this is fact. We have more. Think about it. The number one educated person right now are black women graduating at a astounding rate, getting degrees left and right. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, and yeah, we make impacts in various things, but to actually own the power or to be able to actually put things in forward that will bring us the actual success or progress or just happiness that we need.
I'm trying to figure out.
Let's see this.
What is the ultimate success?
The ultimate success would be.
You know what I'm saying? What would make you happy? What would be when you feel like we're somewhere positive?
The ultimate goal.
Where I feel safe enough to. There's too much hate in this world, and too many people with power with that hate that want to exact things.
Bro.
Like I look at it as like I think if we did like what we did with Black Wall Street, if we sort of separated, we didn't really separate with white people, but we had our own. We had our own. But I mean this just one place in particular where it was just our own. The money stayed within the community. Mm-hmm. We was thriving, but all of us in one place got us hurt. You know what I'm saying? And I think if somebody really wants to take out black people, they should put something in the chicken or something. You know what I'm saying? I think if they put us all in one place, that makes it easier for somebody to try to take us out and do another genocide. You know what I'm saying?
But my thing is, I feel like the world is going back to the internet. The internet has made the world so much smaller. So you don't have to be in one place and still be connected.
But you want to go. You want to visit the world.
No, what I'm saying is it's made the world smaller and more tangible to somebody. So we don't have to live next in the same community in order to connect and build a community. Now communities are based on the individuals you know and network with, regardless of where they live. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what they do. And I see that all the time. We don't have to be pigeonholed to one neighborhood now, because now I can meet a dude in California online. We can connect, do business over online, and make some money together. You know what I'm saying? We can build our family. We can share resources all over the world. I think in Africa you could talk to tomorrow, right now, if you wanted. You didn't have that ability. You know what I'm saying? It stopped again.
Yeah, it keeps popping.
All right, but you didn't have that ability. You know what I'm saying? You just didn't have that ability. You know what I'm saying? You now have that ability, so you don't have to have us all in one spot where they could try and bomb the whole neighborhood.
But
you know
they could do that because history has shown that they do. Whenever there's a collection of like-minded individuals that's trying to do something, the government themselves send in spies, informants, pay people to sow distrust within the community. They have gangbangers. They have police that dress up as gangbangers doing shootings and blame it, and that causes the violence to keep going. If we show any signs of doing something, then they come in and they thwart it as a message like, don't try to assemble, don't try to progress as a unit. They don't mind you by yourself becoming a millionaire, trillionaire, something like that. But if you inspire every other people that look like you to become millionaires and trillionaires and it's working, they're going to try to stop that. They're going to look
Jay.
at that as racist. There's a
They
whole
haven't stopped Jay. They
movement
ain't
right
stopped
now.
Beyonce. They ain't stopped. I mean, these cats
Because these
doing
are
that.
individuals. We make up a small percentage of the population. Plus, when it comes to wealth,
how many millionaires do you think?
Already
how many millionaires do you think Jay-Z helped create?
I don't know.
And how many people do you think?
I don't know. Maybe at least 3.
My thing, no,
3 or 4.
Come on, man. He's
he's
created 3 or 4 billionaires.
That's in the public.
Bro, he's created 3 or 4 billionaires.
Kanye,
I'm talking Kanye and Rihanna and his wife. Those are all billionaires.
We're not going to talk about Dane.
Hold on.
The people that
he gave them a
behind
leg
the
up.
scenes.
He gave them a leg up.
The people behind the
scenes. You think Kanye would have been a billionaire without linking with The Rock? Stop.
But look, all right, so listen to this. You know about Byron Allen, right?
He made his billions off of nothing related to music.
But you didn't have that foot in the door.
Right.
How many people get a chance to be on stage with a multi-millionaire, the biggest nigga in the game?
First time
you
you
gotta
noticed him.
give credit where it's due.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Can't say he created them a billion.
He created the lanes. He created lanes for these people to be billionaires.
But he didn't sit Kanye down and help him.
Did he create? All right, listen. Hold on. So here it is, right? If you're not invited, he's a Kanye stan. That's how they do. They cut him off at the knees like listen. Did Ho put him on stage with him for his biggest tour before he became the biggest tour? Was he not the little brother with nobody saying anything before the festival? I mean, the Watch the Throne. Was he only the little brother at that time? Yes or no?
Jay-Z did.
Yes, he was. He was like 12. Yes, he absolutely was. He was the. Hold on.
Jay-Z was on his
one at a time.
He was the little brother at that time. Right? They were never considered equals at that time. Nobody sit up here and say they were considered equals at that time.
Okay.
He brought him, hold on, I'm not done. He brought him on, right? He made him, sat him right next to him and everything, right? You know what I'm saying? They didn't even go their separate ways until he got with old girl. Plain and simple. That's fact. You know what I'm saying? So by saying he put these other people on, like, yeah, he didn't sit Rihanna down in a makeup meeting to make her a billionaire, but who signed Rihanna? Who signed Kanye? Who put them on the world stage? You don't get into those doors if nobody knows you.
About it, though.
You feel me? You don't get in those doors.
But I mean, that's the thing. Like, all right, you get signed, and we coming to find out, like, every day, that's like the worst thing that you can do is get signed. And then on top of that, like I said, what Jay-Z
you taking
did,
a super negative turn on everything.
No, I'm being pretty truthful.
You know what I'm saying? How is that the worst thing? How's the worst thing it is?
There are deals that work out for people. But we know that a deal is a slave contract. A regular 360 recording artist deal, which is what they got signed to.
That's what people are saying now. Look, I'm going to tell you just
but
like
they've been
this.
saying
Hold on. That's what people are saying now. Listen, if somebody walk in this room right now and they offer any one of the artists that we work with, goddamn it, $10 million 360 deal, they're going to take it. You know why?
Of course they would.
Exactly. So
they
it's not because where else you gonna get $10 million from?
But the thing is, that record company ain't. They'll say we'll give you $10 million, but they make it seem like it's your $10 million to spend on whatever you want. Not there's things to this contract. They go with they try to like be sneaky with it. So they're not going to tell you everything you need to do with that $10 million.
You can easily flip it and look at the negative side of it, or you can look at the positives and say, you know what, I'm going to make sure
so the
that I have. Hold on, you got to let me finish the statement. You know what I'm saying? Look, when you gotta stop looking at the negative of every coin we put out here. Stop flipping it to the bad side and think about the positives. Not only are you going to be able to, feed your family, but now that's called betting on yourself. If you take that deal, now you got to show if you're worth it or not. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you take a deal that is shitty and you don't read your contract and you don't have the right lawyers reading your shit, you should know by now. This has been going on since the beginning since it was the music business. Mm-hmm. It's part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's part of it. So you make sure your business is right. You don't get to be up here and a multi-millionaire, billionaire without making sure the business is right.
Right.
Every artist you can think of went through that. You know what I'm saying? Just about. And we have artists that have learned from it. Now you got people like, I'm going to bring them up again, Jay, putting artists in better positions, making sure that their contracts are right, telling them to go back and review their contracts and audit their companies. The person that told Big Sean to audit his record label was what? His manager from Rock Nation, wasn't it? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to get your business right. You got to teach people that come after you. You know what I'm saying? If you make it to a certain level, teach those that come up behind you so that they don't make them same mistakes. You know what I'm saying? It's business, bro.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Anytime
you got people that run it smart, you know, and they
gotta learn. Some people run it dumb and then learn.
Right, and they'll have the opportunity to bounce back. Mm-hmm. You know, but a lot of them don't. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them don't. The majority of the people that get signed and they make good songs or whatever, not in the game for more than 10 years.
Man, it sounds like you blame the man for everything, bro.
Well, this isn't we didn't make the record label. You know what I'm saying? You heard about what happened with Byron Allen when he sued Comcast? You know why?
Because they wouldn't let him buy.
They basically would not let him or any black person represent themselves on a major network. They would rather have a white person show black people how to be black than a black person show somebody how to be black.
But no, it wasn't even a net, bro. He was buying the Weather Channel. They didn't want him to buy
he already bought the Weather Channel.
Yeah,
at this point, he already did. Mm-hmm. He's trying to own his own channel. So whereas ain't nobody but people of color running this station for people of color. But they have people not only of color, like Telemundo, all that stuff. It's not ran by the person of that race that they're trying to run.
That's ran by and owned are different though. You know what I'm saying?
But we don't make the decisions of how we want ourselves to be represented.
But that's not true anymore.
Now
bro.
listen to this.
Listen, that's not true anymore though, right?
Okay.
Who watches TV nowadays? Hold on.
Nobody does.
Right. So you can get direct to consumer content.
Right, and what's his name? Oh bro, he just did that. He got an all black platform that it has like black comedians or something on there. I forgot his name. But he was on no.
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, Kevin Hart.
But my thing is you have direct to consumer now. You know what I'm saying? Where it doesn't.
But this only happened. The thing with Comcast with Byron Allen, that only happened about 5 years ago. 6 years ago. That's pretty
recent. The internet has took leaps and bounds in 5, 6 years.
That's very true.
Think about it. We got a movie right now that nobody told us what we can put on film. And it's available online in multiple places. You know what I'm saying? Nobody controlled that. Nobody said, oh no, we don't, whatever. We're going to make our own shit and put our shit out. Multiple films. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about I don't give a damn about your TV channel. You know what I'm saying? We'll just put direct to consumer.
You're right.
You know what I'm
when
saying?
they do that, they still find new ways. I think the only way you can really prosper is to have no reliance on the current system. Like if you create your own network, your own platform where other black artists or whoever can come on there and you control that. That's great. Now let's see somebody create their own hospitality thing or medical field. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that's not been predominantly run by people who don't represent us, who don't look like us. I look at America like a house that was stolen. In its current condition, everybody now that's having the people who stole the house then had their friends over, they brought people over, they kidnapped people all over, all in this house. But it wasn't theirs to begin with. Now we are being captive in this house, trying to make rules in this house. It really don't make sense. You can't make rules in somebody else's house. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't know what you mean, bro, because this is our house.
I'm looking at it.
It's our house, and I've been living here for a while. We begin it. Like I said,
will outnumber motherfuckers. We don't really outnumber motherfuckers.
We don't.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't.
As far as even our elite, you know what I'm saying, it's still a small percentage. And half of them don't have our best interests at heart. They're only out for themselves. Byron Allen gave money to Barack Obama for his campaign to win. But he said, my money doesn't come without strings attached. I want you to go and audit all these banks from stopping black people from getting home and business loans. Did Barack even audit any of these banks? No.
I can't confirm nor deny that.
It was said by Byron Allen on, what's his name? Man, he wears an ascot all the time. Black news dude. Oh, I forgot the name. He was on TV One.
So that means you don't mess with Barack?
Oh, I mess with Barack, but not. I think that anybody in the presidency is not even, he's just like a puppet. You know what I'm saying? Not the person actually making the commands. That's why Trump didn't do everything he really wanted to do.
No.
He wanted
to look. Trump, listen, Trump should have showed people that it matters who's in that seat. You can't just go in. You're not a puppet, but you are a representation of an entire country. So these people put you in place to represent them. So you are the face of the country. You need to act accordingly. You need to be the person that can go into these meetings across overseas and be able to act like you got some damn sense.
No, not pre. Well, wait, I'm not gonna say
act like you got sense. No. I'm not saying pre-written speeches. I'm talking about being able to carry yourself in a global business meeting. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? You want somebody that can carry themselves with some authority and some respect. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you look for. Somebody that's going to represent you the right way, because there's only one person. No, that's not how they all carry themselves.
I'm saying I'm not, but you're talking about ways a person would carry themselves with dignity, class, and be able to speak well. But
no. I'm not saying speak well. I'm saying carry in a meeting, a business meeting. Being one that's not going to let somebody say anything to you or disrespect your country, or you not hold up your ground in a conversation. Not being able to negotiate. You know what I mean? That's what you have to be, an excellent negotiator on a global scale to get to that point. It's not a puppet. Like, you pick these people because you think they can go get the job done.
But
you know what I'm
saying? When a president goes to an office, he's not coming with all his demands. Those demands are
being a boss
driven as a whole of what the people say, what the House say, what the private interest people, the people who gave you this campaign money, what their thing is.
Think about it as a king of a kingdom.
When people get campaign money, it ain't just run, it's do something for me too.
It's because, we want you here because we believe in you to get our shit done too.
Right.
That's just like a king of a country, bro. A king of a nation. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to represent your people.
So do you think all those people are genuine? Like all the people that give the president the demands that America wants. Some of those people who's made those demands aren't good people.
Bro, it's not about being good people.
If he has to represent them as well as the good people.
It's not about being good people. It's being a good representation of the country. Right?
Okay,
Trump was showing the world what America is like. He was the representation of the way the country was being ran at that time.
And then his demands too. What the demands was, the things he said he was going to change. You know what I'm saying?
What did he?
I don't know. What every president said they're going to change. They always got that list of things.
Trump made a lot of changes that had the country run in a reverse effect, especially when he fired everybody that was in place to prepare us in the event of a global pandemic, which we already had in place. He thought, just because Obama had it in place, I'm getting this shit out.
Yeah, anything.
And that's where we got so many people like, oh, the vaccine is trying to take everybody out, and this, and this. Because he let that shit turn into a shitstorm. We had SARS years ago. SARS is another coronavirus.
Swine flu.
That's a virus as well. But it wasn't that big a deal because we had processes in place to protect us. Now, when you fire that whole team that's in place, now all they do is sit around and worry about this shit.
We agree.
You know what I'm saying? You fire all them, now we on our heels.
See, but we can agree that most presidents or all presidents I would say they don't have our best interests at heart.
I'm not going to
say
that.
Trump didn't.
Bro, I'm not saying
he
had his...
You talking about black people?
Even if you do, we could be people in general.
Bro, I feel like
it's not a black or white thing. It's more of what the country is and how the country is represented. Now, with your list of demands that you're going to have, some of those things, let's say we're going to allocate $2 billion to prison reform, justice reform. You know what I'm saying? Well, who is that really benefiting? Is that benefiting us? Is that benefiting the people who have stakeholders in these prisons? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know who they're really representing, especially when they come out the gate.
You have to when you are picking a president, you have to have specific things that you are looking for.
I don't believe we picked the president.
Hey,
the electoral college.
Hey, look, the electoral college. The electoral college is based on how the population of those areas.
And they pick that.
They pick how valuable. They pick how valuable, but they can't win those electoral votes if they have not won that nomination in that area. So you still vote. Votes matter, bro.
Who do you think are the electorals?
The electoral votes. That's each state has a certain amount.
Who are these people?
It's not necessarily the people. It's about that state. So it's that state. That state, like Illinois, I believe is 16. I might be wrong. Whatever. It's like 16 because that's how much of the of the United States that we represent. That percentage. So those are 16 electoral votes. But if that doesn't go red or blue or independent, then you don't get those 16 votes. So the
vote doesn't fall on the people, the American people, as they want you to believe. They say get out and vote, but at the end of the day, the Electoral College votes, not us. We have the right to vote.
That's not what that means. So in the end,
listen, we don't choose the president.
Bro, listen. If it's 50, all right. So let's say it comes down to one state. That one state left has 16 electoral votes. Right. That's the one state, and whoever wins that state. If 552,000 people vote for this candidate and 553 votes for this candidate, then he gets the 16 votes. No. Yes, bro. That's exactly how it works.
That's how it goes.
No.
I promise you.
And honestly, the whole electoral college, the whole electoral thing started off of racism. The Confederate flags.
Bro, the reason why people don't want the electoral votes anymore is because the numbers are
it's outdated and racist, and it does not give power to the people. It's outdated
based on the amount of people in that state.
That's important enough to be in that room to make that vote.
Bro, electoral votes, no. It's not 16 people. That's not what that means.
The Electoral College is a group of people that sit in the room after the vote has been made. But it's all in different states. And they make the final decision on who votes, on who wins.
If 500,000 people vote for this one person and only 100,000 people vote for that other one, the Electoral College can't change who got those votes. They can't say, well, we don't like him. No, they have to go with the majority of people. Who gets those votes, bro. Okay. I'm telling you, that's how it works.
Okay. But still,
did you vote?
The president. I told you I don't believe in the voting system.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
I voted before. I voted before that. Actually, I broke my neck. I don't think I voted for Obama. No, I didn't vote for Obama. I voted for
either term.
No, because I don't believe in it. But when Trump was running, when Trump was running,
I was at the second one.
When Trump was running, I was like, I'll do anything for him not to win. So I broke my neck to go vote for Hillary, which I really, it was like a lesser of two evils, because the shit the Clintons did set us back a lot. But I had to do something, and I believed that my vote mattered, and Trump won. I was like, oh my God, I was right. I shouldn't even did shit. You still gonna win anyway. You don't have the power. They want you to think that you have the power. They want you to think you have the power, but you
Trump
don't.
Was winning. Nobody
thought.
Nobody.
So if that was the case, and more people voted for Hillary, how did Trump win?
More people didn't vote for Hillary. He
don't have the power.
Bro.
We don't have the power because
he won.
They made that happen. They put motherfuckers in there. Who was that said? It was the president. He had said, no, it wasn't him. It was like Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell. He was like, shouldn't you be? We put Barack in there in the presidency. Shouldn't you guys be happy? He said it in a Senate meeting. He's like, we put him. Not as in the
we voted for him. The people.
We the people.
No.
Look.
We the people.
Look. So if they didn't have it and they put who they want in there, why was these people running up in the goddamn building trying to tear it down because that motherfucker lost?
They put Biden in there.
Listen.
Why they put
every
Biden
president is chosen? How all of a sudden? Out of all the history of
this
presidents, why all of a sudden they put Barack in there? Barack's presidency left, and he ain't even on a piece of money. The first black president.
He ain't what?
He's not even on a piece of money.
Bro, when is the last? Hold on, time out. No.
Okay,
you asked
the
question. Who's the newest person on a piece of money? And don't come up with a coin. They just put a lady on a coin. They just put what's her name on a coin?
Maya Angelou.
No.
Maya Angelou. Yeah, I'm
right. Not talking about on the coin. We talking about on dollars. Kennedy ass got smoked and he ain't even on no money. Come on, bro.
So,
stop.
but if you're talking about first president George Washington on the
All right, you know.
but what about first black president? Shouldn't Obama be on something?
Let's come up with some more money. We finna get rid of cash soon.
I'm saying,
they
no,
talking about
I know,
cash. What you want to put them on Bitcoin?
But I'm
You know what
just
I'm
saying,
saying?
what I'm saying is
like,
just, there's
what we
things
doing?
that
What we talking about?
you would feel that should happen.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying? From these
bro,
so-called milestones.
Hey, listen.
But
bro, listen, he's a two-term. He's the best.
But they had more of a problem with Harriet Tubman being on money than Obama.
Obama wasn't even up to be on money. They still talking about putting Harriet Tubman on there. That was some.
But there's so
Trump.
much backlash behind that.
Who cares? Like
who cares? That shows if the people vote on
who cares
what they
about
want.
the backlash of it. They finna do away with cash down there. Cash ain't even king anymore. You can go in
I don't think
stores,
they'll ever get rid of cash,
bro,
but they will phase it out.
You can go in stores right now. They will not take your cash money.
More money than cash. They will make that more of a standard than cash.
Bro, you can go in stores right now. They won't
just like
take your cash.
You can still sell gold and silver. That shit ain't obsolete. You know what I'm saying?
You want to put Obama on a bullion? You know what I'm saying?
Could. But honestly, I wouldn't care because it feels like they wouldn't do it anyway if they wanted.
Bro,
it would have been done.
Hey, the brother getting his flowers, man. He's the first black president, 2-term, 0 scandal. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? What Nora be like, hey, let's give it up.
I say that's an accomplishment.
That's what I'm saying.
For him to get out unscathed.
Bro, they want scandal. They tried to bring him down at every turn. I hear a lot of brothers hate on him, man. I'm like, look, whatever.
Audit the banks.
I support.
Even when he got out, he still didn't audit the banks.
Because he didn't give a fuck no more. It's not his job. He doesn't even have that power, bro. Like, listen, you got to remember the House, every turn he took, they tried to shut him down. Mm-hmm. There was only so much you could do anyway. So if it didn't matter if you were in office, why would they go through all that? If they picked who they wanted to be in office, why would they give him trouble with every fucking bill?
Because it's like a leash.
Like, bro,
it's like a leash. When you think things are going,
bro, it's
when you
people
think you can do all this, they pull it back just before you can stop.
Bro,
they'll put you in your place quick. They did it with Trump too.
Bro, it's
like
because it's gang shit. If you rocking with me or you not, half the House was against Obama, half the shit was against Trump.
Right,
it's hard.
It's just Democrat and Republican.
That's how you know that being
it can't get no more divided than that.
Bro, that's how you know voting matters. Because it's people on two different sides trying to sway their vote. These fucking laws get passed by one person going across the aisle. You know what I'm saying, bro? That shit matters. These people wouldn't be out here dying in the streets, climbing into shit if it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, it matters, bro. You think they... Hold on. And so if voting didn't matter, why did they hold black folks from voting for so long? Why voting rights...
Why is voter suppression, racial voter suppression still a thing in 2022?
I thought voting didn't matter, bro.
But why is it still happening, though? But no, how is that happening?
Because they know voting matters. So we need to keep these niggas from voting because they keep getting their people in here.
I think it's another thing as far as
contradicting yourself, bro.
No, I'm not at all.
You just saying, wait, voting don't matter. You saying voting don't matter, but why is voting suppression still going on?
And why is that? Because it's a game to keep you all thinking that you have the power. You don't have the power.
Listen. Y'all rock the vote. Get out and vote. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
You can vote if you want, but I guarantee who you vote for is not going to win.
So look, check it out. So not only on the major, say the major scale. You know when voting matters the most? Locally.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I would definitely agree on.
If it matters locally, and you put those people like your state representatives, and you put your judges and your mayors into play,
because it's levels.
Hold on, shit. Right? So why does it stop mattering when it goes federal?
Because there's levels to the shit,
bro. Listen,
I say this. There's this class right here. You gotta have some semblance of power. You can't have people feel completely powerless. But you gotta do things at certain levels. And I think when it gets to the major leagues,
can't agree with
we're not in our league. When it comes to the major leagues, we're not in that league. We don't.
I mean, I can't agree with that, bro.
We don't have the plug to be in the electoral college. You know what I'm saying? To actually be there making the decisions in the room.
Can't agree with that.
But that goes. But not even government, bro. When you look at all these different facets of society. There's always some people above you, and they'll be there to make sure you only reach a certain level. They're called gatekeepers. They wouldn't be called gatekeepers for no reason.
Keep it real. I'm the type that I want to make. I create my own path.
You can,
and that's what I've been doing, bro. That's what I've been doing. You can't. you can't allow the
I think there's only so far you can go.
The proverbial foot to be on your neck. You know what I'm saying?
I think there's only so far you can go.
Bro, you gotta get up and get that proverbial foot off your neck and keep going.
But
you know
why?
What I'm saying? You can't allow these.
Man, what has happened to you, man?
What do you mean?
That got you feeling this way though. Like,
I feel because all it is history.
Tried to do
all it is history. When I look at like things like our movements, you know what I'm saying? When we have movements
as a race of people, it's something always happens where the movement falls short, or it turns around and gets flipped, and now it's something totally different than what it's supposed to be.
Like what?
Like gangs. You know what I'm saying? When it first started out, they was helping the community. They was doing things, policing. Even the Black Panthers. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta look at the reason why that was destroyed. That shit was destroyed because we were helping each other, right? But you have to remember.
And also, there was outside forces that had enough power and enough ways to get people to turn against each other. That's the only way something falls, is if it comes within you and you end up getting hurt by that. Can't nothing hurt your house unless you let somebody in your house and they steal from you. That's the only way your house will fall. Other than that, look, that's how it happens.
Look,
all
bro,
civilizations have fallen because of insider bullshit. And spies and people like that go in and sow distrust, sow hate, all kind of shit to make that thing fall.
The way gangs are infiltrated, that's based on people getting themselves in trouble and wanting to save themselves.
So
they get offered deals.
What about Black Panthers then? How can you? What about Fred Hampton?
That's what I'm talking about. Listen to what I just said. The reason that house fell is because people get themselves in trouble and want to save themselves. They're not standing on their business. They're not standing on the laws. They're not.
Manipulated by the government.
Bro.
The government puts you in that situation. They'll either make you want to willingly do it, or they'll
make you a snitch.
Chokehold your ass to do it.
Listen, the government did.
So William O'Neal, he was in trouble. He got caught, and they said,
snitched, bro.
"Yeah."
That's what I'm saying.
The FBI came to him, and they was like, "We want information on this guy."
It's up to you.
How about you? Yeah, and you got too much for self. Too much for self will get you hurt.
Bro, listen.
William O'Neal looked out for himself, right?
No,
he looked out for himself, right?
You can't be exactly.
He said, "I'm gonna sell out Fred Hampton. I don't even care about his movement. I'm gonna set him up."
And that's because that's a personal, selfish reason. Because man does.
And that destroyed a movement, bro.
Okay, but that's besides the point. That's because
it's not besides the point.
Bro, that's because of somebody's selfish move. You don't have to snitch.
But
you don't have
that selfish move.
You can't be a part of. Bro, you can't be. I'm saying you can't be a part of the mob and not be able to take your lumps. When you part of this, you part of it. If they offer you, we'll let you go free, and you say okay, you get that. That happens. Look, I'm gonna keep it real. That's not just a black thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't just.
But we needed it though. We needed people like Fred Hampton coming around.
That's not what I'm saying.
But no, I'm saying that when it comes to being together, when it comes to doing what we're supposed to do, teaching each other, and all this and that, you have. I say 80% of those people.
Bro, they smoke Dr. King from an inside job. They smoke Malcolm X from
all this. Because whenever we have these movements, they send people in to infiltrate and do dumb shit to get motherfuckers to kill each other.
But it ain't just black, bro. It's human. These niggas be weak. You see a weak link, you're going to go after it. You take any police, that's their game. Go after the weakest motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, right now, I'll tell you. Bro, I'm currently rewatching Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. Ain't no niggas in that damn there. But the weak ones they go after, they do the same shit that William O'Neal did because it's self-preservation. You know what I'm saying? You watch First 48, you watch these shows, you see that when it come down to it, the weak motherfuckers gonna goddamn it crack. They just look for the weakness. Look for the weakness. But if that hold on. If that chain is strong and ain't no weak links in it, what is it gonna do? That chain gonna stay together. If it ain't no weak links, right?
If it ain't. But what if they put in the weak link? You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. They put in these links to fuck us up. Like they knock our dominoes down. You gotta make sure your squad
rap tight. And hope for
look, and that's what's gonna have to happen. You know what I'm saying? It has to be, rigorous, personality test stuff that we need to do. Or if you try to build a movement, it can't be open to the public or stuff like that. I'm just saying, bro. It's just when you look through history, that's all they've done. They use our own people against us. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we try to come together and actually do something.
And I say that's man, Joe. Like, anytime you got a weak link, you go after him.
But not to the degree of black people. I'm not gonna say white people and black people have had equal struggles.
I ain't even talking about white and black. I'm talking about people.
I'm talking about black.
Joe, I'm talking about everybody. Like, bro, listen. When it comes down to any kind of hood shit, you go for that weak link. You got them to tell, hey, look, the one that's worried about his girl, that you know that's his weakness. You go for the weakness. You know he's scary. You go for the weakness. So you can
I'm saying a higher extent of that happens.
Have you ever read what's the 48 Laws of Power?
Yeah,
it's part of it, bro.
Right.
Come on, man. It don't got. It ain't about black or white, bro. You go after the weak link.
And I mean, we are the weakest link. We'll kill a nigga for stepping on somebody, the other person's shoes. We'll kill a nigga for blowing a horn. We'll kill a nigga. We'll kill a nigga because we want to be with this nigga. Look, it's so much hatred. It's so much.
Listen, everything you just said, I just seen white folks, like, the internet is showing you everything nowadays. Buddy got them and motherfucking blew a horn at him. He got out busting. Well, none of them black. Come on, let's stop putting it on us. Stop putting the stain on black people, bro.
The stain is there.
No, bro.
The stain is already there.
You're perpetuating the stain,
I'm not doing any of the things that I said.
I'm saying you're perpetuating that stain on black people. Stop saying it's just us. This is man, Joe.
It's not even perpetuating, bro.
So I guess
it is what it is.
Here's another one then. Is black on black crime a real thing?
No. It's black on black crime because white people made it that way. It's a whole.
That's true.
It's a whole agenda, bro. It's an agenda.
So wait, so think about it. If black on black crime is not a real thing because it's called proximity murder, proximity crime. You only really commit crimes
in your area
against your neighbor.
Right.
You usually live next to people that look like you. Right. You know what I'm saying? They don't call it white on white crime, and they kill each other far more than we do. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They do.
They do. They're also the majority. So they kill each other more.
Well, I mean, if you're going to bring it back, all right, mass numbers like that, you're going to say, all right, it's more of them, then they'll kill at a higher rate than us, and we little. But in our little group, in the little numbers we got,
but listen,
do you think it's really good for us to be acting like this?
No, it's never good for us to kill each other. But what I'm saying is don't make it seem as if we are worse than the next man. You dig what I'm saying? We're in more dire situations. We're living on top of each other in poverty. You know what I'm saying? So it creates more tension. If we were all living in big ass houses and our parents was owning land that was given to them for $1 a piece, do you think we still have these same struggles against our brothers? That's what I'm saying. You dig?
What you talking about? Yeah, in the perfect world, but we not in that.
No, I said, do you think if that was the situation, would that still be the case?
I wouldn't think to the degree that it is now.
Exactly, and so we're agreeing on that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We're agreeing on that. So let's stop. Like, I don't want to keep putting it out there like, oh, black folks just killing each other and they this. No, fam, because it's a lot of good that we doing. Bro, we've been touring the motherfucking United States on the Party and Peace tour with no incidents for the past years. Right. You know what I'm saying, bro? We got to talk about the positives that we do and the kids that we help.
You can't
shout out Dream Chase. Some great work. I just donated to them during this Christmas holiday. They've been taking kids and less fortunate families gifts, things like that. We want to keep putting that up because, again, let's focus on the positives that we are doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but don't ignore the negative. You could focus on the positive, but don't ignore the negative. Especially now they're making it so easy for you to see. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, we didn't have phones automatic seeing what's going on.
And
now,
that also, that also
you can't even watch the news without some garbage coming on.
But that was what the news was about. They want to get ratings. You know what I'm saying?
That's all
But you have to remember too, things seem a lot worse now, which is not the case. We just see everything in 2 seconds that it happened. Right. You know what I mean? The world has never been as safer as it's been right now. You know what I'm saying? The crime is down worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Things are safer, have never been as safe as they are right now when you go back and look at the past, look at the numbers.
I don't know.
So it's one of
safe is only a perception thing. You know what I'm saying? Bro, safe is not reality.
I'm talking numbers, bro. I'm talking numbers and murders. And,
I don't know, man. When this is over, I need to see these numbers, bro. Yeah. I want to believe you. I want to agree with you. So I have to see these stats you pulling up because as far as I'm concerned,
how you get your info then?
Probably the same way you get his. Reading, you know what I'm saying? Common sense, listening to people close to you, things like that. Neighborhood app, you see what's going on in your hood, all that kind of shit. Yeah. And then you got the temperature of today's media. You know what I'm saying? Not only do we see, you know, all the violence and all that stuff, but it's like it's in the music and it's pumped to us at like an astronomical rate. How we the only genre of music that can actually be rewarded for killing each other, robbing each other, degrading our women, and be cool. But once we say something about a gay motherfucker, we cancel. Ain't no country singers, you know, talking about I'm beefing with this nigger on the farm. Hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? They don't do that.
Listen, though. You gotta keep it real, though.
We do, though.
Hey, rock motherfuckers disrespecting women, too. They
do. But I mean,
listen, hold on. Not only that,
you cannot compare.
But, you know what I'm saying? You got rock. Them. They was the bad boys before the bad boys. They was doing all the wild shit first, right?
We was.
Rock.
We had rock first.
I'm talking about rock. I'm not talking about rock. I'm talking about our rock.
All right,
rock and roll, heavy metal, weirdo shit. You see
the devil shit.
Yeah,
you know
that
what I'm
kind
saying?
of shit.
Like
They've been on it, and that shit sells a grip.
But that's cool. They got their lane. Motherfuckers know to leave them alone.
How many country songs you done heard? Because they be whooping women.
Now it's all about getting drunk, and you know I've been drunk and let me call my girl back and all that kind of shit. They do all that, but they not gang banging on wax, bro. They not promoting to go rob a motherfucker. They not promoting none of that shit.
Because they just do it in real life and steal land. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, it's a whole system, bro. They tell you to do the drugs, get the drugs, sell the drugs, and kill a nigga. Then you actually do the shit. Then you go to jail, which is run by the niggas who run the record labels and run the liquor companies.
But I mean,
it's like a revolving door.
How many white rock bands dying of overdoses and doing drugs on stage? Like, bro, we gotta stop putting it all on us. Like, people are flawed. You know what I'm saying? They do this. You gotta think about it too. Our music, I know I wasn't listening to no better music back in the days. I like that violent shit too. Goddamn it, Pac was having. Hey, listen. Thug life, goddammit.
Yeah, you saying just because it happened, just because you can listen to it, you should listen to it.
No, I said that's what I like.
Yeah, that's what you like.
I like that.
But see, that's the way they glamorized it. They made it appealing to us.
Hey, listen.
They made it sound good.
We made it appealing to us because we were going through the same types of things and felt the same types of ways. When you are oppressed, you want to fight back. That's where it came from. You dig what I'm saying? Like, that's where it came. When you are oppressed, you wanted to fight back. Thug life went about against your brother. You know what I'm saying? That was representing yourself as a whole. Like, I'm not taking no shit. We kicking in the door if we need to. You know what I'm saying? That's what that was about.
So you dig what I'm saying? Tupac wasn't talking about killing them other niggas.
Bro, listen. Tupac, that's not what it started from. He would defend himself. That's what he talked about.
Yeah, he was really on a whole conscious wave before he blew up. But
don't say before he blew up. He was already popping.
He wasn't like Tupac, the Tupac we know him now. When Brenda's Got a Baby came out, he wasn't that same
album. Tupac was, yes, he was. Bro.
Nah,
you gotta listen to. You gotta listen to more.
When he hit Death Row,
listen, Outlaw.
It became like a real fucking thing.
Listen.
I know that he was doing movies and all that shit.
No, bro.
Listen,
Outlaw,
but the Tupac that we knew him,
bro. No,
what?
Outlaw was on his second album. You know that's what they call it. Outlaw. That's me. You know what I'm saying? That's where the moniker came from. Was from my love of the mob. You know what I'm saying, Joe? Not only that, but like that was on his second album, strictly for my niggas. You dig what I'm saying? Like, bro, listen, that was not new. That was his persona. He didn't change. He got locked up and came home pissed off because he got locked up on some bullshit and shit.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Which leads, like, he had a mix of. You know what I'm saying?
From point A though, I don't like when people be like, "Oh, he changed." No, he didn't. Y'all wasn't listening.
He had a mix of the conscious and the gangster shit, but the way I see he was on some more revolutionary type, Fred Hampton almost type shit. You know what I'm saying? At one point,
bro.
But
he shot. Hold on, he shot 2 cops before he even thought about death row. Before he got locked up. You dig what I'm saying? Right. He was that. That was the same nigga. Bro.
Okay, so
you know what I'm saying?
He was more about mobilizing and doing it, but he didn't think twice about killing another motherfucker. He said in his song, Tupac. He would rap about nigga shit, thug shit.
Yeah.
And what comes with thug life is killing other thugs.
Hey, I mean, listen. It's one of them things. Once I said it's not black on black crime, it's proximity murder. If somebody's trying to smoke me,
and we know our proximity is bad. It's the projects, the hood, the rundown, the slums. That's where we at. That's where we happen to be.
That was the only places they would sell
and what happened to redlining? the government and the state made it to where black people cannot move here. You know what I'm saying? Only white people can. Redlining to keep us perpetually in this place of poverty. So everything, since we live here, our insurance goes up, our property tax is low, all this kind of shit is fucked up. But it's still like this today.
Hey, you know, well,
there's no different. Redlining is still in practice today.
No,
none of these.
No.
All right. So
no. You can still purchase property.
These insurance companies that started with slavery are still in process today. Geico.
Yeah.
Slavery money.
Geico's only from the 70s, bro.
Geico. I'll show you right fucking now. I looked it up.
80 years. Geico just had a birthday for the last 80 years.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I just saw the commercial. Bro.
All right.
80 years in the business.
Okay, so think about it though. These people, not only do they own the insurance companies that had started through slavery, that's ridiculous amount of money that they also have their hands in. Liquor companies, the prison systems, the fast food, the medical systems, eugenics, all of this shit. And half of these things started between the last 80 years. 69, I want to say like either was like 69 or like 71 eugenics program started. Which is not, my mother was born in 69. She had me when she was 16. So I know that this shit is fairly recent. And these niggas who control this shit, have the power in this shit, so still have their hand in it today.
So what you want to do about it to change it? Like, do you want do you still want to have the proverbial foot on your neck?
No. Remember, what I told you, no, what I told you is the way that our movements get squashed and squandered because we was letting people in and all that and they took over. Now all this equality and we're going into things now. We're becoming more on the board. We're becoming in the house now more than the previous people have. That's the only way. We have to come from within.
And you got to remember not only that, but
they're giving us these opportunities.
Here's the thing. One thing they didn't count on was that the internet would be the gift and the curse.
Oh, there was nothing about that when they made the Declaration of Independence, bro.
Right. So one thing about it is people are getting the opportunity to see, okay, this shit fucked up. That shit fucked up. That ain't cool. That's wrong. And the information is getting out there. So it's a gift and a curse. We can complain about it, but we also have unimaginable knowledge at our fingertips at any given moment.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you gonna do with that knowledge to put yourself in a better situation?
And so I see,
and to keep those feelings of feeling like they got their foot on your back and on your neck, keep them off of it and figure out the next way around it.
I'm not disagreeing with that at all, and I think what I see now is people using that knowledge and getting into places of power in order to change things.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And that goes back to my comment about there are more young black entrepreneurs right now than there's ever been. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get it. We gotta get it together, bro. It's just right now we have got like 4 or 5 entrepreneurs in here right now. Either
one right now. We have to outlive. You know what I'm saying? And out-hustle the people that have been doing this years before and actually had their privilege passed down in order to keep working at these companies and businesses.
You see, and that's the thing.
We have to come in and infiltrate. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even say infiltrate. I see people are doing it on their own. People are doing it on their own ways. You know what I'm saying? Like dude, like I said, who got his own platform.
All right, J-KiLL, look at it this way, bro. We are the evolution. Our parents were the workers.
Right.
We're the entrepreneurs.
Right.
Our kids are going to be the trust funds. You know what I'm saying?
That's the way I see society going.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's a positive. So we have to just keep doing what we're doing.
You know what I'm saying? The only reason, I mean, y'all might look at it like it's a defeatist mentality that I have, and I'm not saying like I'm hopeless, but I'm just saying I'm not 100% fully optimistic when I know the current people who put this stuff into power are still alive and they're in power now.
Worry about them, bro. If
these people decide on what food you eat, what you watch, what you wear, what laws are being enforced, they have the power to control your every part of your facet of life.
Right now,
okay, so you control.
We're more independent than ever. You don't have to.
You need to be self-sufficient.
You don't right now. You don't even have to like anything that they're putting out to you. You can find anything you want online.
Right.
Anything that you like. If you want to wear this, you can find it. If you want to listen to this, you can find it. It's not like we're pigeonholed into what comes on channel 2, 5, 7, 9, 32. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was all we had. Now the world is at your fingertips. You can find out any knowledge you want. You can find anything you want.
See, my
It's the
thing
gift and the
is,
curse, bro.
like, you have to be. I think we should be more self-sufficient, and I think that has, from basically all our aspects, like where we get our food from. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know. I mean, you probably do know, but there's a lot of the food that's been genetically modified, and they actually have to say it on the thing now. You know, but after a while, the food is going to be printed. They've already printed up steak. They printed up eggs. They printed up hearts. They printed up a lot of things that bypasses the processes of what's going on.
Eggs?
Yes, and they because they can to try it. All they need is the stem cell in order to duplicate that. So
How it taste though?
I don't know, but actually they're having 3D printed steaks. They're trying to phase out the animal. You know what I'm saying? And make it so we don't have to eat the animal. That's what they're trying to do. That's what
these crazy vegans on.
No, it's not even. It's the whole science community. Have you heard of something called CRISPR? It's basically DNA rearranging. They've already cured sickle cell. Like for the past 7 years, they've cured sickle cell. They take your DNA. Let's say something's wrong with you. Part of that DNA strand is fucked up. So they get a healthy DNA strand and they match it with the DNA that's fucked up, and it replaces that one to give you a healthy DNA strand, which cures a lot of things. They're working on for Alzheimer's, but they're using that also for food. They're going to take away the animal. Your steak is not going to be from a cow. It's going to be printed up. It's not going to be.
I'm getting non-GMO, organic, baby.
And look, they have to say, Pepsi is my favorite soda. I seen that shit. Pepsi. They had on there made with genetically modified ingredients. Bro, they had it on there for about 6 months.
Bro, you still drinking
took it off.
I ain't had a pop in 20 years. Then
I love pop. You know what I'm saying?
That
but
fructose.
The thing is, the problem is, we don't know what happens from farm to grocery store to your plate. We don't have control over what happens in that process. If there's something that we need, we may have to grow it ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be plants or animals. The government as a whole cannot be trusted. The Flint water Michigan thing is still fucked up.
Yeah, but that's from laziness and technology.
And it was you didn't see they proved that it was intentional towards the black and brown communities. You didn't see that? They
I drink bottled water only.
Well, you can. But also look at your bottled water. If it comes from Michigan, I would think twice about drinking it because they say where it has to come from. But we don't control the things that go into our bodies. We let even control the air. You know what I'm saying? We know that they do chemtrails. They put shit in the fucking air. We know this.
Oh no, not chemtrails.
But it doesn't have to say. I've said chemtrail is an umbrella statement of whatever it is that they actually put into the air.
On the real though, we don't be knowing what we put in our body because we so skip that bottle.
They have control, and they have control over that. You know, I think we need to lessen the control of other people over us. You know, and the access they have to us. You know.
And it don't. Well,
if the power goes off and you using ComEd and ComEd is done, well, maybe you should have had a solar panel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
maybe you should have had alternate. Maybe you should have, because maybe we are so reliant on the government that once the government falls, we fuck.
Yeah, but you know that's one of those things where you work so hard to build your city up so that it's comfortable for you. So it's, you know, you don't expect it to go bad. Can it go bad? Of course, anything can always go bad. But you also aren't living on a farm. You know what I'm saying?
But we should have those tools. We should have those skills, I think. Just in case, shit hit the fan or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
We should be able to start a fire without a lighter. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to still do that.
Lighters, baby.
Cook food,
blowing.
You know, or cook food by ourselves, you know, without using a stove or something.
Boy, I grill, baby.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Charcoal, fire,
there's a lot of us that don't know how to do it. You know,
hey, just come over the outlaw crib. You know I got you. I got nephew on the second grill.
I had
fired it up
before. It ain't bad. You know what I'm saying? What? It ain't better than mine.
What ain't?
Your barbecue.
Wait. You had my barbecue before?
Yes, I had.
What was that? 20 years ago?
Nigga? No.
That was a minute ago.
That wasn't no 20 years. That was a minute ago.
That was at the apartment.
Yeah.
Bro, hey, we can get about 3 cribs since then.
It was alright. I said it ain't better than mine, but
hey, listen, I heard him trying to slide that in there. Just know, J-KiLL, we're gonna have a cook-off. And you are going to go down.
Don't do this, bro.
Yes, sir. Listen.
That is going to be recorded.
I'm trying to tell you. Hey, listen.
ain't ready for that.
Listen.
Bro.
Hey, listen. I'm trying to tell you.
You know all this scientific shit I'm breaking down. I break food down to a science.
Bro, when I tell you, listen, and I
love cooking.
Listen, bro. Listen, Kill. I got 4 kids, cuz.
See,
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got
to cook.
and I got a nephew. You know
Alright.
what I'm saying? Now what? You know what I'm
I got
saying? And
2
he can
nephews and a
cook.
niece.
So my
Let's
nephew
go.
probably, hey, my nephew could probably cook better than you, dog. Listen, he been learning from one of the
them
best.
fighting words say less.
Let's get it, though.
Them fighting words say less.
Say, you done had some of my cooking, right?
No.
Never? Word? It's been
You
25
ain't really
years.
missing nothing,
All right. You had some. Yeah, we be cooking, man. We be doing it. But,
Pretty good.
well, this has been the first episode of Facts and Law.
First of many.
You did? Listen, it was. I enjoyed that, my brother.
Man, same
You
here,
know this.
brother. I love
Hey, listen,
This brother got a lot of knowledge.
Listen,
man.
bro, we didn't tour the country together.
Conspiracy theories.
First time to Denver was with this brother. We hiked the
You
mountain.
believe in aliens?
We smoked all kind of reefer.
Come on, don't.
I ain't gonna get you started.
You know I got an answer for it.
Yeah,
Like, come on.
we know them aliens is out there, baby.
The ETs out there.
Yo.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
All right, Will. It's your boy Law.
It's your boy Facts. Life is good.
I'm trying to tell you.
Let's go.